guys, Matt here, and welcome to this Tuesday edition of my daily news show where I talk about the day's stories that I wanted to share with you all. If you like it, make sure you let me know by hitting that thumbs up button and subscribe so I can see you tomorrow. So we'll jump right in with a story that's made national headlines, and it actually happened in my home state about 20 minutes from where I live. 12-year-olds Morgan Geyser and Anissa Wire have apparently been arrested. They stabbed another 12-year-old girl as a sacrifice to the creepypasta urban legend Slender Man. If you've never heard of Slender Man, he's supposed to be really tall, like 10 feet tall, a slender man, obviously. He wears a suit, he's ghostly white, he has no face, and he can sprout tendrils or extra arms from his back and from his fingers, from his arms, that kind of thing. Kind of like Dr. Octopus, the villain from Spider-Man, if that gives you a better idea. He's said to be responsible for a lot of things, from simple disappearances to actual murders. So apparently these girls were going to kill this victim and then walk to Slender Man's mansion, which they believed was in Nicolet National Forest in Wisconsin. Even though they're 12, they're very likely to be tried as adults, which could carry a maximum sentence of life in prison. I won't go into a lot of detail on this, it's pretty disturbing. The full story is linked down below with their murder plan, the police interrogation, all that stuff. Luckily the victim did survive, but she's in the hospital and she's kind of in rough shape. So, let's keep our thoughts with the family and the victim on this one. This next story is about 44-year-old father Bernice Hurd. Hurd escorted his 9-year-old autistic son onto the bus with the intention of beating up his son's 11-year-old bully. Apparently he pulled the kid up out of his seat by his hair and threw him against the window where the wall meets the seat, The bully had a scrape on his cheek and a cut on his ear. Hurd also allegedly threatened to kill the 11-year-old and made several warnings to the other students that were watching on the bus. The school bus driver did not intervene at all in this situation, and he didn't even report the incident. The bully wound up telling the principal, who then handled the situation. Honestly, I'm kind of torn on this. Did that bully get what he deserved? Yes. But the father is now in jail, which he also deserves. I mean, you can't beat up a child no matter what the reason. I know he was protecting his kid, I know he was doing what he thought was right, but in this situation he just went too far, I don't have kids, but I would definitely get angry if this was my son or daughter being bullied. I don't think I would do anything like this, but I would be very mad, I'd be furious. So it looks like this father is going to get in pretty big trouble for this, as he probably should. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. From there, we'll move on to a story coming from Colorado. The state has sold $19 million worth of pot in just the month of March. They're giving $1.9 million of that back to schools, and crime is down 10%. This is just the recreational marijuana, this is not including medicinal marijuana at all. Colorado reportedly stands to make at least $30 million this year in just pot taxes alone. My reaction to all this. First off, of course crime is down in this situation because several crimes revolving around weed, several former crimes, have just been made legal. Plus, people are high all the time, so they just lay around. Eating a shitload of Cheetos is unhealthy, but not illegal. But something that annoys me is the argument that pot is better for you than alcohol. It's not. Anytime you light something on fire and intentionally inhale the smoke, it's a pretty safe bet that that's bad for you and not a good idea. But I do think that if alcohol is legal, marijuana should be as well. It's kind of along the same lines as you can join the military at 18 and potentially die for your country, but you can't drink until you're 21. It's kind of like that same argument. But anyways, the people who think there's really no effect or minimal effect from smoking marijuana, they're messing up their bodies, and that's fine with me. It's not my body. Do what you want. But look back at how many people used to smoke cigarettes. Look how bad that studies found it was for you. In another 50, 60, 70 years, I think people are going to start to see the psychological effects. It is addictive. It's a drug. I've said this before on other shows, I know, but I don't think that this is something just to be taken lightly. If you're going to legalize it at all, I suppose this is the best way. You sell it to the government and tax the hell out of it. That way the consumer gets what they want, weed, and the government gets what they want, money. For this last story, I found that I'm apparently way behind. There's a viral video from about a week ago of a dollar store manager spraying a shoplifter with Febreze. They argued back and forth, screaming and swearing and whatever, and eventually he sprayed her with Febreze through her car window. I have just a short clip for you guys to see. Check it out.
Call them! Send them up here, bitch! Call them right now! Call the motherfucking police! Call them! Because, bitch, I'm crazy!
This is awesome. I've worked retail before, and I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to do something like this. Like someone will be hiding off in the corner with some merchandise, like, dude, you think I can't see you cutting that phone case out of the plastic? Unfortunately, he did lose his job. He was recently fired. But I do think that retail needs more managers like this. Alright, so we'll wrap up this video with today's question of the day. If you don't have kids, how do you think you would react to your child being bullied? If you do have kids, has your child ever been bullied, and how did you react? Like I said earlier, I don't have any kids, but I think that I would get mad. I don't get mad very easily. I can't even remember the last time I was angry. But I think that something like this would push me over the edge. I have very young brothers, aged 3 and 6. I can be protective with them, and I think it would be the same, if not more so, if they were my own kids. So let me know your thoughts on this or anything else I talked about in the form of a question down below. And with that, I will take my leave. Before you guys go, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you tomorrow. So today's UrbanDictionary.com word of the day is chip tease. And I think this is something that everyone has experienced before. Chip tease. When you buy a bag of chips thinking it will be full of chips, but when you open the bag, it's barely full. I bought a bag of chips out of the vending machine, and there were only 5 chips in the bag. What a chip tease. This drives me crazy. I always feel the bag to see how much is in there before I buy it. Sun chips are my favorite, but they're really bad doing this. Paying $5 for a bag of chips and it's only half full? That drives me crazy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you back here tomorrow.